Game 3. Let's find out who goes through to another round, because this is the upper bracket, remember. We've got another upper bracket match to come after this one, and then we'll focus on the 4 lower bracket matches to finish. Game 3 draft is underway.
So no Shadow Fiend.
Do you think that first pick is more important, or Dire is more important?
There was an article written this morning talking about how almost all the teams in the winner bracket favor the Dire matchup. Favor playing on Dire. They had like 30 games on Dire versus 20 on Radiant. And the loser bracket, they were mostly on Radiant. Now, obviously the teams in the winner bracket are the better teams, but it seems like Dire seems to be favored by the good teams.
Squadron's turn to pick.
So Bane first pick again.
And Undying has slipped through after being banned out.
One of the highest win rate supports. Vega is very capable to aggressive trialing this game. So if EG picks any weak safe lanes, they've got Bane though, so they're pretty set.
The opener from Vega is pretty good though, already.
Yeah, I feel like EG is just trying to protect their draft right now and saying, is Vega going to do something different as well? Because I really feel like that Invoker in the last game, that seemed very organized. Like they planned that this is one of the strats they've been working on. They've used Alacrity in the early laning stage. It's a skill that's not even used much in pubs right now, but there's some value there, and he got some extra last hits and
just
pressure
like
on
this,
that stuff.
it seems as if EG has been practicing things that are like heroes that are easy for them to pick up and sort of plays well into the meta game.
So I think that's what they're doing with this draft. Grab the early Bane that covers every strat they do, and then now they can adjust a little bit based on what Vega does. Bane always scales late game as well. Obviously, gripping carries through BKB and stuff like that.
Do you think the Gyro Quap trade-off was a good one for them? They value the Quap a lot higher in game number 1. It was banned out in game number 2, and they ended up letting it go to Evil Geniuses. Do you think that Gyrocopter, like being good versus Undying and worried about Evil Genius picking up, do you think it's justified, giving Sumail or Arteezy the Queen of Pain?
I feel like EG's better at Queen of Pain than Gyrocopter in a lot of ways. Like their gyros are good. But Gyro isn't as much of a playmaking hero, whereas Quap can get away with like a lot more extremes, I feel. So I feel like the Quap is pretty justified on EG. The hero had like a 50% win rate overall.
I think. Do you think that Vega should have gone for Undying Quap instead of Undying Gyro?
Undying Quap.
5 seconds remaining.
It's hard to say. It depends on what plan they have for the middle laner. I mean, they surely must have thought of it, but you know, it's easily counterable for EG's second pick. They could have picked up the Night Stalker.
No, I see your point though. That's you're saying that them having, if EG would have gotten Gyro, basically it counters the Undying in lane.
Yes,
right?
but I think that's almost worth getting the Quap for no one.
Yeah, but the difference is they already picked up the Bane Elemental, which in itself is a fairly decent hero against the Queen of Pain, and then Night Stalker was in the pool at that time.
Isn't Bane already pretty good versus Gyro too, though?
Yeah, I mean, but that just raises the question: is Bane not just good against any
all heroes?
Yeah.
grip beats everyone.
5 seconds remaining.
Well, when you have as few disables as Vega does, probably.
Is this an AA game for EG here? It's pretty good with Queen of Pain. They don't really have a setup just yet, so they'll have to grab that with their last 2 picks.
I like AA generally throughout the tournament. I mean, a lot of these heroes have some kind of built-in heal effects.
And they have Undying and Dazzle. Like, surely they pick AA, right? Like, even in late game sieges, Undying's been really valuable just by soul ripping your carry for 500 HP. That stuff really adds up, especially because the cooldown gets so low. It's about 6 seconds. Can't underestimate that part of Undying.
What about Tusk? Tusk for Vega?
I mean, it's gonna be picked again. We just know it, right? There's no way it's not. Although, I'm just gonna spitball here, but there's already an Undying and a Dazzle picked up. We may see the first time that Tusk has not been banned or picked in 51 games.
Now 52.
I think it's good against Bane, it's good against Queen. It's also good for the aggro duel if they want to run that, although they don't know what their safe lane is going to be. It could easily be Queen of Pain, and then they can dodge the aggro duel.
It's an okay pick, I think. Yeah. It's good with Gyro, especially in the early trialing. snowball him onto
Reserve time.
like A or something. They don't have the best disables right now in EG's tri-lane.
Have Vega ever done anything super strange besides Ursa? I'm trying to think of any, like even like Huskar I think would be strange for them, right?
It's not
I can't
definitely
think
not
of
Huskar
any.
game.
Like, they've played the most games out of any, and I still can't think of.
Any unusual picks? I saw them pick Ursa and I was like, wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing. And it worked out well. But other than that, I can't think of any unusual non-popular picks that
They actually played that Ursa against an Undying, didn't they?
They
Yes,
lost
they
on an
did.
Ursa as well, I believe.
To get that tune down. Nothing too surprising. Wind Ranger, good for the mid matchup.
EG needs lockdowns really bad right now. I wonder if they'll even pick something like Beastmaster, because right now Wind Ranger doesn't have a whole lot to fear, other than grip.
Or Fear himself.
Yeah, fear getting a stun.
I think Spirit Breakers is oh well, they already have 2 supports. I think maybe now the Tusk is a good option for Universe. Clockwork decent.
It'd be alright. I guess they have damage on their supports. Their supports are pretty damage heavy.
I like the Beastmaster too, though.
Beastmaster is cool. We haven't really seen EG play Beastmaster much.
It was banned against them last game, so maybe Vega Squadron heard some tellings from scrims. Who knows? But they need something to start the fight. Stun one person, Ice Blast, Queen of Pain ult. They die no matter what.
Yeah, I could imagine Beastmaster being one of the rising heroes of the tournament. We know there's a lot of teams that already picked and banned it.
Yeah, he's not a rare hero. Definitely would be.
Great for map control. Great for lockdown.
Stronger one-on-one.
Lots of time for EG. 30 seconds. Any other stun heroes that will be possible?
I mean, we're thinking mostly Clock or Tusk or Beast for off.
Vega squadrons turned ban.
Good job, Purge.
Do you want me to
Yeah,
applaud you?
I was waiting.
Oh, okay.
I was like, I just got 2 picks. Thank you.
Is that a sympathy clap?
Yeah. I saw you give a sympathy clap to EG when they won a fight before.
Jesus.
He's all about
I think
sympathy
that's just the
claps
way he
today.
claps, personally.
It was almost more, it was like a enthusiastic, sarcastic clap more than anything.
Definitely wasn't sarcastic. I think they were winning that fight.
Do you normally express your emotions in claps? Because you are all about that today.
I'm just a very cheerful guy. I like to applaud people.
Geniuses turn to ban.
I like to root for them, Purge.
Okay. Just like you're rooting for me.
Yeah.
Alright.
Despite your backstabbing.
It's true. Vega's looking for a offlane hero. Pair with Undying.
Remaining.
Alright, I've said this a few times before, but I really, really like Spectre in a lineup like Evil Geniuses right now.
So EG removed the Tusk, so the 100% continues.
Spectre is bad against Wind Ranger though.
You really like Spec here?
I think it combos well with Evil Geniuses lineup. I don't think it's necessarily too good against Vega Squadrons though.
Oh, okay.
As Perch was saying, the Wind Ranger, and then
I think it just get pressured way too hard early.
yeah, I'm not a particularly big fan of it against the Undying in the laning phase. I just want to see it
10 seconds remaining.
in the tournament.
You'll see some specs. There's been some spec picks already.
5
Couple.
seconds remaining.
I like the
CTY played it.
Oh yeah.
the Ember Band is really good. That would have been a great hero. Tusk is again banned, so
Geniuses turn
still at 100. Alright, there it is.
Okay, we're all set then for game number 3 with Evil Geniuses going head to head with Vega Squadron for a place in the upper bracket semi-final. It's all yours, Toby.
Thank you very much, Paul. It is great to be back for our deciding game between EG and Vega, who will take game number 3 and be the first team to get into the semi-finals. Yes, I'm Toby1. I'm here with the wonderful Cinderin as we go into the decider. We have an AM game. The fun starts now.
I was going to say we have an Undying game. That's what I'm more focused on. But yeah, they chose a melee carry against Undying for this, what I would expect to be an aggressive lane and probably just a safe lane Clockwork. I'm not so sure about this. I think there's a lot of pressure on EG in the laning stage to perform. And Anti-Mage falling behind in this game is going to hurt them really hard with the mid-game power Vega has.
I definitely agree with you. If the AM can get the early start and work his way into that Battle Fury, then the mana comes through, and I think that's the primary reason why they're also looking at the AM. They wanted someone that can be really strong in the mid-game, the illusions to get rid of the Tombstone without having to risk your primary hero, and he can just chase after, if they want kills, Aura away. So That's the logic, at least, behind EG, because who else is really left? Like the panel, they were scraping the bottom of the barrel. They were looking at a Spectre, thinking that maybe he could be picked up.
I think this was a better pick than Spectre.
Yeah, that's
that
an easy one to say.
liability for EG. I'm not sure what was remaining, actually, out of popular carries with the Emperor banned out, like they said.
I think the only one which would still flag up highly for me would have been something like the Arteezy Lycan.
That's true.
That would have been up
Could
there.
have actually been a pretty nice pick, I think.
30 seconds to battle.
But in this case, it is the Arteezy AM, which puts Sumail onto a hero which a lot of Sumail fans will enjoy seeing him on, the Queen of Pain. Definitely one of those signature and skill displaying heroes. Vega and EG. EG do not want to fight for this top rune. Like, if they have to do that, it's too hard. But then again, it's their timing. Okay, Mag is going to cog and keep them off the rune. I think you realize if he sticks around, he's going to die here. So Sumail will take the bottom rune when Ranger takes the top, and that means the mid matchups remain even, and there is no contest at the start.
And Arteezy is just dodging Undying. That's the plan here. He's going to immediately rotate bottom to lane against Clockwork, probably with the help of, I'm guessing PPD will rotate down, and then Fear will help Sumail in mid. Nice, always having a double ranged hero with Chilling Touch against you on level 1 in mid. So no one is going to just wait.
Guaranteed last hits. And Fear also going for the early nuke, because he could look for like an enfeeble approach to try and keep no one off the lane. So when no one does attack, he doesn't really have a lot to work with against Sumail.
This looks awfully similar to how game 1 started for no one.
It
in
really
that
did.
mid lane.
The upside this game, however, is a win ranger. You can power shot your way to CS if really required. I'm interested to see how well Mag does on this safe flame. Looks like Undying might be looking to rotate down there too.
This EG lane is not very strong, AA anti-mage, but I think it's the best choice they have right now. It can't keep Mag at bay very well. PPD, of course, if he surprises them a little bit with Chilling Touch and they get a good blink inside the cogs, they might be able to do it. But Mag will still get some decent experience.
Solo's first 2 decays get both Fear and Sumail twice over. Fear's walking around with 4-7, like 3 life, and now it's 340 over
That
on
just shouldn't be
Sumail.
happening.
Like, if you get a level 2 power shot, you got something to work with, and Fear is basically dead. He's going to Nightmare and actually hold the Wind Ranger in position. Sumail and Fear just holding hands a little too close.
Getting double decayed once is understandable, but 3 times in a row in a dual lane mid, I know it's a harder lane to position yourself in against decay than side lanes, but still, they have to respect this pressure that Solo can output. And now he's going to rotate, so we'll see the fight for the bottom rune is not actually a fight, because PPD is not interested. Bounty rune?
He's actually walking over, keeping tabs on Solo, who rotates up through the river. So if they want to fight this, in fact, Arteezy instantly moves off the lane. Solo had vision of this, and he starts with a decay. Arteezy will jump forward with a Chilling Touch to let bonus damage, and Solo triggering the Tombstone to get himself out of this one. But it ends up being extra money for Arteezy. Burning through a hell of a lot of mana for the Undying. So he can't harass in the lane anymore. He's not going to trigger a Mango, so he can decay twice in that bottom lane.
Same can be said for PPD though. He used a lot of mana. Okay, he does have a clarity, so he's going to get his mana back up. But
Yeah.
Arteezy, good thing for him, he gets the Tombstone. That's some gold. I think he lost 3 or 4 CS going for that bit of harassment onto Undying, but I think it had to be done.
If you got the kill, then it would have been worth it.
Absolutely. Even without it, I think it was the right play.
Yeah. Universe having fun on this top lane. Up against a lot of harassment. And in fact, with the rotation coming over from Fear, there's a little bit more to work with here. But still, you want to come underneath the Gyro with Flat Cannon Rocket Barrage? Not really the dream. Even down on bottom lane as this pull through was happening. PPD and Arteezy aren't giving Solo any kind of space here. With this continuous mana break, like just killing off the mana of the Undying, he's lost almost all of his aggression.
Well, 2 mangoes are always nice. And now that he's out of mana, this trading for Arteezy is actually not very good. Doesn't really take much damage. Stout Shield, and of course had 3 creeps on support, so Arteezy has to back down. And Max got Tranquils, so he'll be healing up too.
Wow,
Oh,
they jump
here we
again.
go.
They're going after Solo with a Chilling Touch bonus damage. They have more than enough to do the work, and EG will claim first blood. Not the strongest of lanes, but EG patient until they can get their hit.
And the trade-off is how's Universe doing? He's 1 level behind Mag's clock, so decent for them. And in the mid lane, of course, as expected, Sumail is beating no one. He got so much help in the start, so he has to be able to.
But again, no one is managing to catch up. Sumail trying to get very aggressive. Shadow striking as well as screaming towards no one. It's only a level 1 Shadow Strike, however. It's a level 3 scream for Sumail. So he likes to go for this build a little bit more. Heavier on the scream, so when he hits level 6, he has a scream and Sonic Wave ready to go. RTZ, not a healthy man.
Here's a salve.
Yeah. Almost helps him to use the salve when he's got the decay on him.
And Sumail in the mid lane is... How far ahead is he? Actually, not that far ahead on experience. On
Fear?
gold he is.
He actually nightmared over on Pasha, so it isolates Seema in a way. Fear's still got his brains up available, and with the actors combined, Seema, he actually has to shallow grave. He starts the TP. That was a little late, but it's still gonna be long enough.
He ate his mango by mistake. He messed up his hotkeys, so loses that a little bit, so he has to buy a new one. Like the idea of running around with a mango and dazzle here actually always allows you to...
Bottom lane, PPD, caught out by Mag. TZ will come and join him. That coffee still going to hit, and with the decay coming in from the Undying, combining with the Tombstone, Vega will get revenge on the bottom lane.
And this laning stage, well, the important thing for EG is that Arteezy is getting farm on his anti-mage, and they are accomplishing it. This is not the amount of farm that he would get in the safe lane, but in comparison to the enemy team, I think it's good enough for now. This is when the tricky part begins, though. Undying is starting to feel more confident. He is pressuring him away. Mag now finally has a good position in the lane. He's also level 6, so at any point in time, they can just jump on PPD. So maybe he has to move away, and I'm imagining Arteezy will rotate soon.
Yeah, rotation is the next part of this game. Even the Beastmaster, look towards Universe, he's still 3/4 of a level away from having level 6. But considering how aggressive Vega are positioning themselves, like up on this top lane, Fear and Universe, they're going to go for solo. The Nightmare preps the work. The Hawk on the tree line is what helped him out, and it's just a successful rotation for Sumail. He doesn't have mana for his Sonic Wave. The cooldown's going to make this very difficult. Universe can't catch up with Fear. Still in range for the Brain Sap, but Sumail goes down. Party with a great rotation. It's going to be picking up 2 now for Vega. No one's on the run after Fear. And maybe... Oh, he's got Power Shot off cooldown. Is he going to go? He's going to have a crack. It's going to hit Fear. 11 HP on Fear.
Very nice attempt there for no one. But it looked like it was going to be a good rotation for
Wait, where's Clockwork's rocket? Clockwork, hang on.
It's too far ahead. It's too far ahead. But the thing you need to keep in mind about this is it looks good for EG when Sumail TP's in, and him running out of mana for the Sonic Wave is of course just a misplay. But Nightmare works for both teams. They buy time for Vega to reinforce, and they obviously rotated up heroes as well, so they were ready in numbers to take the fight to EG. And the fact that Solo got Tombstone down already won them the fight. Sumail had to blink aggressively, had no escape route after that. It becomes a very easy fight for them as a result, and now they get the tower. This is almost, that's a pretty big loss for EG right here.
Yeah. And that one time's like, do you want to blow your regeneration just after you TP, just so you have the mana Mag? And he gets Shadow Striked here. Potentially Sumail could blink himself forward and go for that Sonic Wave attack. Arteezy was looking for it. They could have committed both Sonic Wave as well as Mana Void to get that kill on the Clockwork. But they'll just let him walk back to base now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And Arteezy is starting to do some pretty good damage here on bottom, so they're responding to the pressure that Vega are putting top. I still think Vega will be able to take this top tower and maybe defend their bottom one at the same time, but they need to be able to teleport in the Undying first, and he's still securing top.
I'd be a little bit more concerned about the defense if Vega do TP to the bottom lane, because it's only going to take a quick rotation from Sumail, and he does have that big burst damage, which we haven't seen inflicted.
They saw him with the ward
Vega.
though. They know what's happening here, so Pasha should not be getting caught out alone.
But with no creep wave from EG, they can't really attack this anyway. Not unless they want to take some considerable damage. It's the upside for EG is the fact that Universe has completed up, has managed to hit level 6, but there's just no mana sustain on this Beastmaster yet. And I'm wondering too if this is one of these Beastmaster games where we go back to the classic build, just the straight Necro rush.
They're still looking for Pasha.
They are.
But he's playing it very safe underneath the tower. EG are wasting a lot of time if they don't end up finding this kill somehow.
They really want to go this. Sumail's going to walk in. Starts with the Shadow Strike.
This is
now,
not happening.
Yeah, they're baiting the TP. They bring the Dazzle down, Now, the Dire Observer Ward did scout out the fact that Mag was rotating, and Arteezy blinks into him. Mag will drop the cogs, gets burned out a little bit. Still that blink on cooldown for 6 seconds. The Shackle latches on Arteezy. No one needs more damage. The Ice Blast on the way in, combining with a Sonic Wave. It doesn't really do enough. The AM's already down. It's a 1-for-1 trade-off with the Wind Ranger being the collateral. Mag will keep the AA out, but Sumail, no blink for 3 more seconds. He needs to get himself out. Now the blink is up, away from the Rocket Barrage of Pasha, but Solo dropping down the Tombstone. Still no blink for Sumail. Has to use his 1 charges. And he will get away from the rest of Vega, so just a straight out 1-for-1 AM for the Ranger.
EG did commit really big ultimates there, though. I guess both teams did, so EG's just have a little longer cooldown. This Sonic Wave is still off for 1.5 minutes, and if you look over to Vega's side, they almost have everything ready to go again.
Yeah, and they make the most
40
out
seconds, they might get a tower, or at least some good damage in here from Pasha. Tombstone on cooldown is, of course, a big issue for them, and they might just cancel because of that.
The only thing that would really slow this down properly is when PBD reaches base, it can have the mana to throw out the Ice Blast, which is now coming down. It's going to hit Pasha pretty well. In fact, hits all 3 heroes. There's no one to follow it up. In fact, it's Sumail in the middle lane who gets burnt out by the Clockwork Cogs. So again, another kill coming the way of Vega, now putting it at 5-3, and they'll finish what they started before. They're going to take out this bottom tower. The Flag Cannon will mop up most of the creep wave. And they're going to catapult their own on the way. There's just not enough time for EG to catch up. In fact, actually, look at the build coming from Arteezy. He felt like he couldn't go directly into the Battle Fury, so he's got a headdress up his sleeve. It can go into the Vlads later on, but...
It's a very standard build for Anti-Mage when he's against harassment, but usually we see it picked up, say, if you're laning against a Darkseer or something like that just outputs consistent harassment. Since the buff to headdress, giving 3 health regen instead of 2, it's way more valuable. But it's not a pit stop you want to make along the way. This Battle Fury for Arteezy is actually going to be probably close to like 18, 19 minutes at this rate.
Yeah, it really delays him. Mag, Universe, okay, he's going to walk down to Universe, which will allow for the Roar, the Ice Blast, and then boom with the Mana Void, not even required. Ends up saving it in EG. Just good prep for that fight. But while they're preparing for that one, Vega are just destroying this mid-tier 1. More and more money being pumped into this Wind Ranger. That Aghanim Scepter is not going to be a slow one anymore for Wind Ranger.
And Vega get the more important towers. They've taken all 3, so... but they get the mid tower. They don't even lose the top one. They're now 3 towers ahead, and they're on the hunt here as well with the invisible Wind Ranger.
Well, it works that Weave gave the vision, but actually no, not a PPD.
TZ will get out.
Yeah, blinks up and then
Universe
TP's
has
away.
1 second. He's going to be fine too. They don't see him.
Yeah, they just
But he
killed.
lost his ball.
Acceptable casualty.
That's the perfect sound for that. Call down.
Yeah, Sumail's got no blink again. Up to level 3.
If you had Blink level 2, I think it would have died actually. So Pasha going for that kill is worth the chance, right? If it doesn't work out, oh well. You're at 40 seconds on cooldown.
Okay. Sumail just blinks away, leaving Arteezy. Now he's got to do the same thing. Away from both Pasha as well as Mag, but Mag's gonna hookshot himself down. Sumail does some extra damage. Arteezy needs more time, gets his way through the cogs, and in fact with Fear holding Pasha in, the Fear Trip's gonna do the work. The Ice Blast will connect. Jaricum's gonna go down. Now your Sonic Wave will spill, but no one's there. They're gonna get a 1-for-1 trade off. Sumail blinks himself forward, but Dazzle can go to work now. There's still Shadow Grave available, and they isolate Fear while Fear isolates himself inside the Nightmare. He can't brain zap, can't do anything, and that'll be a 2-for-1 trade-off, but you trade your 2 supports for the Gyrocopter core.
EG have to...
They might get more too. Seema? No.
They keep having to commit so much to protecting Arteezy, and during all of this time, he doesn't get a kill. I think he got an assist, but no, like, very little gold flow for him.
They're gonna come down for Seema. Burning a lot of mana. Damn, that hurts really hard.
If he had a medallion, he could have one-shot Arteezy there.
I think Arteezy should be very happy he TP'd out in the tree line too and didn't just keep running backwards because no one, that power shot had connected. He'll also be low, and he's just being harassed everywhere. The rocket's even going to hit Arteezy on the top, dropping him even lower. Just no safe places on this map for EG really, because wherever you feel safe, the Clockwork can just rotate in for a hook shot. And with the Blade Mail now completed over on Mag, you can't fight back.
No, this is a very powerful item when you get it this early. It's one of the big advantages of being able to run a safe lane Clockwork like they have in this game. I think he's a much more impactful hero than Beastmaster right now, who's like a walking roar. Mag has a hookshot, which is also a good stun. He zones them out with cogs. He has way more damage output than the Beast, and now the Blade Mail too. He can put both Sumail and even the Beastmaster of Universe in a very bad position.
Sumail's building into the Orchid, but he can't even attack the Clockwork once he's completed it.
Yeah.
Like, who else does he attack? He wants to attack into an Undying. That might be useful. Solo, is he actually... That Ice Blast is dropping him very, very low back at base, but he will survive. He just has to remain there thanks to PPD. Mag's also in a bit of no man's land. Shadow Strike from Sumail will be able to slow him down. Fear just commits instantly into the Fiend's Grip. They want a quick and very efficient kill before that Blade Mail can be triggered.
Sorry, did you say stop?
TZ was involved again, but did not get the kill, so still another 1,000 to go for his Battle Fury. This might still be a little bit faster than I expected, so maybe minute 17 instead of 18.
It's okay when a Queen of Pain gets the kill though, because it's still the two big timing items EG's looking for. It's the Orchid as well as the Battle Fury together.
Yeah.
And Sumail can't really have this Orchid being delayed anymore.
And Vega need to itemize against an AM and a Queen of Pain that they barely have stuns or silences for. Clockwork going for the Blade Mail I think is a good choice. I'm curious to see if Mag wants to go for a Hex or an Orchid sometime in his build to deal with these heroes. Or who else would you get the Hex on?
Sumail blinked himself into Solo as well as Pasha. The cooldown won't connect on anything, however. And he just triggers the illusion rune and runs away. Poor
Nice. Really? Are they trying this? That's
no,
very
they've got to be baiting EG into a fight. That's all this should be.
Yeah, well, Tombstone is ready.
It's a good position for it too, because you just throw the Tombstone up on the hillside. The trade-off is the fact that RTZ is still trying to force out this tier 1 tower on the top. The Ice Blast will make this very difficult. Hits both Pasha as well as no one. So no heal from Seema will help out. You know there's another Hawk coming out in 1 second time. So EG will get the vision here. And RTZ just keeps creep skipping it.
They don't have Ice Blast for the fight though, and all the damage it's done is being more or less negated here by Seema.
True. And he's just started up the weave, hoping EG will attack. It still feels like bait. They're actually going to smoke themselves up while sitting inside the river. Power shotting and going. They need that Hawk, they need the vision. And now, hook shot up. They go after Universe. Sumail, well, he's sitting around, but if he throws that Sonic Wave, he's going to end up hurting himself more than helping. So Vega, they bring down the Beastmaster. Tombstone has been popped, and it's not in really the most favorable position. Solo, he can't Soul Rip to keep it alive. And Roshan's low. Now the Ice Blast does come in. Very small radius, however, because PPD is just too close. Throws down the Vortex. They see inside the pit. The Sonic Wave! Roshan denies him! Sumail will get killed up by Wind Ranger. Roshan finally brought down. And it will be the Aegis Immortal into the hands of the Wind Ranger.
That was a very costly Roche to take, though. It took them very, very long. Arteezy should be on top of the net worth by quite a bit, and he is. Gyro died. He got his Battle Fury and another 1,000 gold during that, like, what was that, 1.5 minute span that they went for Roshan in?
So basically the question being, what you're asking is, you took Roshan, but at what cost?
Yeah.
Like the Gyrocopter, like he also died during that. So you lost your top net worth hero on Vega, and now both Sumail as well as Arteezy are in front of him.
He's almost got the Vlads already. It's pretty good timing for Arteezy here.
They're going to gank bottom lane.
This was the hero.
With the smoke, they can just roar onto Pasha. Fiend's Grip can be committed as well. And in fact, Fear going to brain stab as well as Fiend's Grip. They really, really wanted that Gyro dead.
I feel like EG are in a very, very good position in this game all of a sudden. And I'm saying that right after they lost the Roshan fight. But the fact that AM has got as much as he did when he was the one hero Vega and really needed to shut down, and Sumail also isn't looking half bad with his farm. These two blinking heroes will just keep split pushing and farming very well. Pasha, if he keeps dying like this, they just won't have enough in the tank for when this AM gets big.
That's right. Because really when you look at it, if we go into another 40 to 60 minute game like our game 1 and game 2, who's really on top of this? The Wind Ranger can do wonderful damage, you got great initiation, Vega's got really great teamfight control through the Undying and Dazzle, but is it enough to battle against a 6-slotted anti-mage? When you still have like Ice Blast, Beastmaster, Raw control. Like, there's a lot EG has to offer as well going into the late game. And they want to do bottom lane again. The Nightmare, Solo, stays where he is, that Ice Blast can hit perfect. No.
A little early on the brain sap there.
Mm-hmm.
And he will be healed up to full. but they can't really push the tower, I think. Okay, he's going to use the tombstone as well. Maybe they will. Just Undying and Dazzle doing Undying and Dazzle things in the bottom lane. Very confident play
We're not
here.
fighting. In fact, RTT just blinked back up into no one as well as Mag. Because he wasted a little bit more time here, he can blink a second time. And with the creep wave arriving, Mag doesn't have a clean line for a hook shot, but he'll still be able to latch it. One more second to the blink, the shackle won't latch, and RTT blinked over the cogs in a way. The power shot will still connect. But there's so much committal, and now EG understand the two big cores are up on the top, so they can fight on bottom lane solo. This time that Ice Blast will connect with the Sonic Wave. They get through the Undying and down towards Seema, putting that Orchid to work. The bottom tower can also be denied up. So EG, not only do they keep their enemy mage alive, they're able to stop the push on bottom lane and deny up the tower.
It was actually a really nice attempt from Vega the way they set it up, with these two heroes pushing bottom and the other smoking. Arteezy got a false feeling of safety in the top lane, but the two heroes that could kill him were not down at bottom. But they didn't manage to find the line for the shackle shot, so it didn't work out. Trading 2 supports for a tier 2.
Woo!
Decent,
Okay.
I think, yeah.
He just man avoided to stop Mag from TPing back. He's wasting time. That's what, this game almost feels like a waste of time for Vega.
Yeah, this is such a waste of time.
That's all EG are doing. Like, they're just making him run around and just, like, lose 20 minutes of their life.
It's what EG want to do for sure, just split push and buy time. And Arteezy is starting to get so far ahead now that Vega are losing this game very, very much over the last few minutes. When it was looking so good for them, they're just not able to put the amount of pressure that they need to.
At least they can kill PPD here. No one jumps in. Power shot will get the vision. And PPD will die to Vega. Now that one Radiant Observer was scouting it all out. So Vega, they still have to worry. Like, you get a kill on an AA. That's great. But Arteezy is now taking out your tier 2 tower. Mag is here to try and stop him, but like, Mag doesn't have enough control to kill off the anti-mage. And this is the timing we were also talking about for the AEM. It's a horrible timing for the Undying because now Tombstone's going to become being put into jeopardy. And it just makes AM overall stronger. And we're 21 minutes into the game. It's the Mana Star build-up that I'm talking about here.
Yep.
Once this is up, you can also go for solo pickups. Take away all the mana with a quick attack. Use it aggressively, not just defensively.
Solo was trying to scare Universe away from the Tombstone, but he remained calm. Killed it off and TP'd. There goes another tower the way of Vega. No one will claim that one.
Ooh, the Ice Blast flying up to the top lane. Undying's already down. So Solo might be able to play Intimidation tactics previously, but Arteezy gets the kill. Tower's still got a lot of life left on it, so it is a hero for a tier 2. And EG keep losing this map control. Like, they've got one remaining out of tower, but is it because you're just looking at Hawks? You're looking at, like...
I mean, of course map control matters, but it's not enough, is what I meant to say. Arteezy's still finding enough farm, and even with all the towers gone, we're starting to reach that point when it's going to be very difficult for Vega to even kill him in the first place. Well,
he's going for more. He's chasing after Seema. He doesn't really burn that much mana at the moment, but he still does a lot of damage. He went for a lot of points up in stats too as this anti-mage.
Yep. That's the way to go.
Mid-tier 1 tower. Okay, it's within deny range. They want to go for this. Samal just jumps forward, gets the Orchid over on Seema, commits the Sonic Wave, so Seema should pop from the Orchid attack. And with the Ice Blast connecting on Mag, Clockwork wants to TP out. The Nightmare will end up cancelling this. After they take the tower, they'll take the Clockwork as well. And Solo running forward, but this Tombstone won't do anything. He saw him to keep it up, but because he sticks around so long, Samal can slow him down, attack him up, and allow Arteezy to find the pick. And no one, he arrives, but the Orchid's already off cooldown. Parcher might let this cooldown go, but he's Nightmare in control for the moment. Is able to walk himself out of the cold feet. And Arteezy, there's no trees to be shackled to. In fact, Samel's still on this front line. His blink is available. And EG, they take 3 heroes now, as well as that tier 1 tower. Meanwhile, on bottom lane, Universe takes the tier 2 tower. And that's his level 3 Necro book already.
So much weight on no one's shoulders right now to counter out this AM. He's the only hero who can do it. And he now has a Blink Dagger Shackle Shot together with his Aghanim Scepter. His farm is pretty good. They have to find the initiation angle, and all the while, every time they're looking for something, EG are doing a very good job at spreading out their resources and putting pressure on multiple lanes. And, I don't know. Mag is getting eggs. Once again, not sure it's the right choice here. It is such a great item on the hero in general, but...
It's such a Vega item too. Because it's always
It
that
is.
hook shot off cooldown. It's the attack, go again, and go again, and go again.
Absolutely. I'm starting to wonder if this blade mail was not the purchase he should have gone for. It doesn't seem like it had that big of an impact. When you have this good farm, he could have actually tried for an Orchid. I think that's what, we've seen a couple of other Clockworks players do it. I think mainly Bone7, like playing with that Orchid when he was against Anti-Mage early on. Because if you get it before the Manta, it's so difficult to play AM on the map, but Arteezy's just not been under pressure.
Yeah, that's it. Like, you can't pressure. Like, it's not for a one I'm trying. Mag has been moving around this map, searching for kills, trying to make the Blade Mail item work. But it's because EG understands what Vega want to achieve, they're not allowing them to do it. So this is really just a smart decision making by EG. Mag with this invis rune. Okay, they can try and watch Arteezy go, but Arteezy just bouncing himself around the Radiant jungle. He'll have to TP back in a moment because Vega's knocking on the door. They're sick of chasing after EG.
They have to do this.
Instead, they push and go. Wait, they have to, but they're not.
Yeah.
Wind Ranger retreats. He sees Arteezy. Okay, well, you had a 1 in 3 chance.
He had a 0 in 3 chance.
And Arteezy's already back to the Dar jungle. So Vega, they hunt him. They know what Nahum can do, and with the hook shot, the shackle, well, there is one tree there. Focus fire's going, but Arteezy, is he tanky enough? Yep. He blinks himself up. There's little to no armor left on him after a starts now going in for negatives, but he blinks it, get into the tree line, and straight TPs out, survives.
This is the reason I'm saying Vega has to do something drastic. At the same time, they can't. It's one of those very standard AM games where you're the other team and you feel like, okay, we have to start pushing the base. AM is getting too big. But at the same time, EG's defensive capabilities are good enough. They drop a couple of ice vortexes, they throw an ice blast, buy time, always the threat of Sumail's AoE damage, and just see why EG last picked this anti-mage here. It makes perfect sense for the game plan and composition. 10,000 gold lead closing in. Roshan soon too. I think this one won't go to Vega.
It would be highly unlikely it would. There's just so much for EG to play around with, like a full Aghanim Scepter also completed. Over on the Queen of Pain. Undying for triggers his ulti in mid. Not sure if misclick or not from solo. But this is kind of like the worst time because he will not have this for Roshan. Roshan's up in 5 seconds from now.
NED should be checking it with either Boar or Hawk. They actually aren't right now. Sumail also walked past it, so they don't know yet. It's also possible they don't mind. As long as Vega don't get it, then their chance at reaching high ground is almost non-existent. Arteezy just keeps farming away. Sumail is making good progress too with the Orchid Ags build up. Beastmaster Necro 3 almost blink. Bane with both Force Staff, Cloak, and a little bit of Bank. And then
Vega.
the AA with Arcane Boots.
Vega just smoked underneath the Dire Observer Ward. They're coming over to Roshan's. They may try and steal it themselves. And this is when you want to see that Hawk up and running and no one. He starts it. The focus fire is coming up. And Universe on the wrong side of the map. He just TP'd back home to pick up the Blink Dagger. These double TPs towards the mid lane also being watched by the Observer Ward, the Radiant side.
They actually get away with this.
Yeah, they get a finish.
Wow. That's a little bit of a misplay from EG. I think they could have defended that.
Is that going to... It's waiting for the kill secure. But Ice Blast chills up Vega. Yeah, they got what they came for. The Aegis Immortal now. That's a win range to second life. Which means you're going to have that sustained damage throughout the engagement. But EG, they've been burning so much time at Vega previously. What's going to stop them from doing it again?
Yeah, it might also have been a deliberate choice from EG, and they knew it from the start that Vega were going for it, but they were like, okay, this is the biggest risk. This is the biggest chance for Vega to come back, is that we try and fail.
And that Aegis is gone. That lasted a grand total of 25 seconds.
Not very important Roshan after all.
Oh, blink
now no
forward.
one is mad, but
Yeah.
he's not going to find anyone.
It's the 2 Blink heroes. Sumail as well as Arteezy, the Cloth as well as the AM. So easy to disengage. The Observer Wards, which were also aggressively placed over in the Radiant jungle, are now timing out. Like both the mid lane as well as the one watching closer. And Vega, they're trying to use no one as bait. EG feel this, so they just throw the Ice Blast down behind the Wind Ranger. Blink, shackle, it latches! It actually got the real Artur, and now Solo moving forward. Hookshots, they need to keep that control up with the pushback. They're able to do it. Vega bringing down the anti-mage. Samuel tried to slow it down, but he may lose his own life for this one. They need one tree for no one to work with, and, well, they also need the space. Blink is not available, and Samuel's away. Universe also adding the pressure on the bottom lane is going to force Vega to retreat and defend.
Yeah, they get a key kill. This should open up the map a little bit for Vega. Now, the challenge for them is they have to do it again, and maybe another time, but it's a start. The next challenge is to find AM on his side of the map so that they can get some sort of collateral damage out or force a buyback. Because getting Artesian, getting on the sideline is of course great.
Well, they might have a chance for it.
Yeah.
That Aghanim Scepter is now up for the clockwork. So if Vega are going to play their style, well, okay. Well, their style might be to lose Team. The Sonic Wave's going to kill him anyway. Man getting chilled up by that Ice Blast. Does not want to hurdle himself forward with the hook shot. Even if you have seen Raw being used as well as the Ice Blast, there's still Fiend Script. There's still level 3 Necro units to fight against.
Pasha's moving up to try to find some farm in the dire jungle here.
That's depressing for Solo. He just committed a tombstone inside the jungle, but there was only one small Wild Wing left and the other camp was empty.
Yeah, and the Hawk is even watching it, laughing at him.
Bottom lane, their pressure's coming. The Necro units will be visible, but they time out the second the creep wave arrives. The Vega, they keep coming back. And AM keeps getting bigger. 2,600 gold. Okay, for Arteezy now, what's the item? Is it the Skadi? Is it what? Because he's got his ultimate orb on him. It's just gonna be the Lincolns? It's gonna
Definitely
be defensive?
Lincolns, yeah, absolutely. I think it's a pretty cool choice here because if you look over the Radiant lineup, how can they kill him? They have to land a Shackle Shot, and what else can stop his Lincolns? There is actually nothing apart from Poison Touch and Soul Rip. Technically Homing Missile, but he's not going to skill it, and it needs to reach first before it bonks the Lincolns. He's going to be almost immortal.
Universe has opened up a Timber Mill, cutting himself his own little home on the bottom lane, and from there he's just sending out his minions, his Hawks. And there it is. Lincoln Sphere is now done, 30 minutes in for Arteezy. Hook shot up, does find Fear, but Forstaff actually pushes him over the cogs of Mag. And Fear will just walk himself away to safety. But there is the triple ancient stack which Pasha is now taking. So that's good for him, pushing himself closer towards that butterfly. And will dictate the next item as well from Arteezy. He might have maybe been looking towards something like an Abyssal Blade. Now he'll probably have to go in for that Monkey King bar.
Depends who he feels like he needs to counter. Gyro is not a good hero against the Anti-Mage, so if he can counter the other ones or just play a split push kind of game, oh, Shackle Shot.
Well, if he wants to counter the other ones, he gets evasion of his own, so Wind Ranger, like, it's building into the Daedalus, can't instantly attack into the AM, so Butterfly could be his next choice.
This is actually what no one tried there. It's his only way of killing AM. He has to shackle one of his Manta illusions to the real one. But Arteezy reacted fast, got out. Still want to commend Vega for how close they've kept the game for the last 10 minutes. I thought EG were going to start pulling further ahead, but the goal is plateaued at 7,500. If they can keep this going for the next 10 minutes, they actually do have a chance in late game. Like, AM is a great late gamer. He's not one of the absolute strongest, but he is up against one of the best counters, which is actually that Wind Ranger.
Pasha, real trouble.
Yeah,
Universe just blinks forward with a Sonic Wave, they've got the kill. The Hawks just see all.
Another farming tombstone. You know what kind of game it is for Undying when this happens.
A bad one.
It's a split push game.
It's the only thing you can do. And now Fear, okay, he's going to Glimmer Cape in, but already they're left. PPD wants this tombstone. Easy.
Nope.
Kill secure.
Position 6A is what Fear is saying right now.
It's the core habits of Bane, of Fear. Alright, so tier 2 tower will drop. That's the last remaining outer tower for Vega. And then looking at Arteezy, they're just staring him down, and Arteezy understands this. They use the Soul Rip, but because he waits out to Mana Style, the hookshot from Mag will not connect. Luckily, he's got another one in 5 seconds' time. But EG are now splitting the attention of Vega.
And that one kill just yielded them 4,000 gold. That was the gyro kill. That's how important they are right now. Getting the tower, getting the pressure. Of course, way more farm with gyro on the sidelines for a minute with 0 GPM then.
At least he spent some of his money before death having that quarterstaff purchased.
Yeah, he is close to the butter. You still just saw how fast he melted in that roar. I don't even think the evasion is going to be enough.
And they got enough control over him anyway.
Absolutely.
You got Raw, you've got Fiend Script, you could just do direct attack as well. So you have like the Necros, if they burn the mana out, then you can have the Mana Void that will do a hell of a lot of work. And then you've also got the pure damage coming from Bane with the Brain Sap. Not to mention everything Sumail brings to the fight. Evasion really isn't his friend.
And back to status quo. Basically.
Back to the farm game. Sumail's almost finished up his Scythe of Ice. With these last Mud Golems dying, he'll be able to take it.
Yep.
The ward from Vega on this top lane, it's giving him confidence that maybe they can find Arteezy. I was actually waiting for them to put it on the cliffside.
But they're on top of one themselves, so...
Yeah.
Not happening either. EG are just controlling the map very well. It's
Well,
so
how do you
difficult
stop
game to
them?
play.
How do you stop them? Like, you can't keep your own wards up because the Hawks give the flying vision, and you got the Beastmaster running around with the gem. So you can't keep your own wards up. And the wards you do keep up will just be off target. Solo, okay, yeah. The heavy commitment, making sure there's no follow-up. That Ice Blast actually connects on no one. They'll get the Shackle on Fear, but Fear still with 4 staff available. Limit kept himself to safety. Mag trying to get to the other side of the Wild Wing so he can hookshot himself up. But the Orc is there from Sumail. The Blade Mail will stop the attack, and Fear did 4-staff himself up for the cooldown. He's going to brain sap one of the Mud Golems to give him life, but Sumail drops. Vega, they need a little bit more from this. Narteezy, well, he classed EE as one of the guys that gave him a good start. He watches his teammates die while he farms.
Classic split push anti-mage game, this one.
It really is. He's got 5.6k gold now. 24,000 net worth, 35 minutes into the game.
Curious to see what his item of choice is. Alright, he bought something. Is it butter?
Yeah, it's a butterfly. He bought a quarterstaff.
Yeah, he's got it after this stack.
Mm-hmm. A triple stack of Ancients for him to farm up.
It was a quad, actually.
He's going over 700 gold and experience a minute. Doesn't even have to be involved in too many kills. Like, it's 423 anti-mage, 427 CS now. Wait, who's no talismans just left inside the pit? That's a lot of money wasted.
I think it's no one's from earlier. When they got Roche, he needed to make a slot. And it's difficult for them to send the courier or a hero out there, or he might just have forgotten. It sells for about 200 something, so it's not that great. Okay,
so you're getting the damage up on the Wind Ranger, but now you're battling against the evasion of the Anti-Mage. Do you leave it at the Crystallis? Like, he just bought the Demon Edge, but he can complete up the full Daedalus and just hope that his attacks connect.
MKB is better for killing AM right now.
Yep. But you'll have to wait another 900 gold.
Yeah, I think no one has one job this game, which is to focus AM. I see no other way for them to kill him, and well, he would have probably bought the Daedalus by now if that was the choice. So he has to itemize 100% to counter the AM. Mm-hmm. Even then, it's going to be hard, but it's the one chance they do have.
And if Anti-Mage is given even more time, like he's already at the 3.5k net worth after buying it, not net worth, gold after buying up a butterfly. He can 6-slot himself within the next 2-3 minutes at this rate. And there's Roshan up, which he can solo.
He might be looking for a fight here.
Well, they found one.
He sold his lance.
No one bottom lane. Blink Raw's going to go. Sumail, Sonic Wave with the Ice Blast connecting. The Beastmaster actually gets almost 800 gold for this. And Fear, Nightmare's over on the Undying. This allows him to kill off the Tombstone and then attack in to this Undying. Wait out the Nightmare, surround him hard, and now Solo will be brought down. They might even find more because Seema gets caught out. And EG, they're basically playing leapfrog on the bottom lane. Catching up to Pasha. Sumail is a little bit too far away. Can blink forward, but has no disable. But EG doesn't really matter for them. Okay, Arteezy just goes in anyway. Kills off the homing missile. The Kree Wave still hasn't arrived for them, so the backdoor regeneration is there. And they force the fortification out from Vega before the Creep Wave even arrives.
This is 2 lanes of Rax if they don't buy back Wind Ranger, I think.
The call down.
At the very least 1.
This call down and flight count has been used so early. The Creep Wave is never going to retreat.
Alright, they get 1 lane.
Yeah. Well, they might have more time. Especially if Sumail goes for this initiation. He's got everything back off cooldown. And EG, they're just poised, seeing if Vega will give them the opening. They won't, so they back up, and they're headed towards Roshan.
And RTZ with 6k. He sold his Vlads before that, so he didn't even have that as part of the fight, didn't need it. Now, I'm imagining he's going to take the Aegis, and they're going to try to use it right away, and then he'll buy probably an Abyssal. And then he can solo Windranger. And there's no choice for no one here. He can't.
Mag, he's in a good position for a hook shot for Bane. The Nightmare is going to stop this, and this buys the time. It's so big time, and the Boar even blocks out. They can't finish the job. Cogs trying to push him back, but it's taken out by the Dire side. Roshan belongs to EG, and the fight will go their way too. The Mana Void spilling so much damage out with a Scream is 3 down, and basically game GG. EG will be the first team here at the Frankfurt Major to get into the semi-finals, pushing Vega down 2-1 here in the quarters.
And it really just comes down to Vega's inability to shut down the AM early on. I thought they would invest a lot more resources into disallowing Arteezy from getting this game. From a draft perspective, I feel like they don't have the counters needed. That said, what really glued EG's lineup together was Arteezy was split pushing somewhere,